when you give me that other.
Yeah. You know. I know. Ready?
Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Awesome. All right. Hello, everybody. I have a couple of quick announcements before we open it up for opening statement and questions. We ask that we silence our cell phones, and there's no recording of this press conference, but a recording will be sent out at the end. And now, the last thing is we ask that everybody raise their hands, and when called upon, please state your name and media outlet affiliation. And now we'll open it up after a opening statement from Coach Ralph, and we have student athletes Sacha Washington and Mikayla Blakes who will take questions for our student athletes first, and then we'll have questions for Coach Ralph after that. All right, opening statement from Coach Ralph.
All right, first of all, thank you guys so much for being here. What an amazing environment. We really appreciate the fact that you guys are here covering these games. Next, I just want to congratulate High Point on an amazing season. They played so hard. They're so well coached. They were a tough opponent, and I believe, if I'm correct, this was their first time being a 15 seed. Is that right? Very well earned, very deserved. It's amazing what they've done there. So just shout out to them because I really enjoyed playing them today. They did a great job. And then to my team, it was a full team effort today. We talk about that, I feel like, ad nauseum this year, but that's why we've gotten to this point, because our team is a true team. We play with great chemistry, great energy. We had an amazing environment with our community, our family and friends today that gave us extra energy. But I really loved the full team effort, especially after a couple weeks off. And I'm looking forward to what tomorrow holds, but we're going to celebrate this one today.
Thank you, Coach. All right, we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes. We'll go on the front row in the middle.
Oh, thank you. Sacha, you've been here 5 seasons. You are a true leader for this team. I know you've spoken about it a lot all season, but what does that mean for you? You guys are going down the path of March Madness, and, you're right there.
Yeah, it's just exciting that I get to be here, and I've been here through the ups and downs. So I think just my testimony to what this program was and what it is now, I think it's, really helpful for my teammates to see. I think that every day I just wake up and I want to be better for my teammates, this program, like myself. So it's been really exciting to see that we're at the point we are now.
Sacha, how much were you motivated, considering you missed last year with the blood clot? How thankful were you to have one more shot?
Oh, I mean, I don't think words can honestly express that. I mean, these guys know that I'm so grateful to be back, so grateful to have another opportunity, because you really never know when you're going to be done playing. So the fact that I get to be here today, I've been healthy this whole season, so words can't even explain. But I'm very grateful to be here and very happy.
Mikayla, you guys opened the game on a 16-2 run. Just what allowed you all to start the way that you did tonight?
I feel like we came out and wanted to defend our home court and prove to everybody that we deserve the seed we had, and we're ready to compete. The last showing we had out wasn't our best showing, and we're continuing to get better. That one game doesn't define us. We know who we are, and as we continue to be us and start games properly, we'll be good.
Oh, hey, Mikayla. Lily Sincola of USA Today. You broke Wendy Schulten's single-season career scoring record tonight. What does that mean when you hear that?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm just excited and just really doing whatever my team needs me to do, trying to get easy buckets. And also, I couldn't do it without my teammates, having 4 other people on the court who are threats in every other position. And I'm just super thankful. So, yeah.
Hi, Grace Hall, Vanderbilt Hustler Sports. My question is for you, Mikayla. You know, you talk about what the record means to you, and you had another 30-point performance tonight. One thing that you have talked about, and Coach Ralph has talked about in great length, is how you came here to do things that had never been done before. How does it feel to see that all coming to fruition, you know, every single game for not only you, but this team, and how just to see this program be displayed on a national level and changing the narrative of what it is?
Yeah, I think when I decided to commit here, I just committed on faith, knowing Coach Ralph and the goals she had for this program, and I knew she was going to do it here. And the teammates I had, teammates incoming, I know they're going to do it here as well. So I think we just have a lot of belief in our program. We're very excited because we're getting support now. A lot of the stands are being filled. We're getting a lot of alumni support, and I feel like it just continues to add fire to the fuel for us. We want to continue to be great and not let you guys down. So.
Question in the front row.
Coaching for Sacha, how crucial was the rebounding effort tonight and the second chance opportunities?
I mean, like, this is another team we knew that we could have an advantage on. So, I mean, I always make it my personal goal every night. Nothing changes with that. They just made it easier for me, not boxing out or whatever. But, like, I made it my personal goal. I've made it a goal for the team to have. We need to rebound every night. That's how we're going to win games. That's how we're going to get second chance opportunities on offense, especially in March. We need to rebound. So we knew we could do a lot of that tonight, and it was great.
Mike Organ with the Tennessee. Mikayla, can you speak to having Sacha back and what her rebounding means? A lot of focus, obviously, and deserved is on your scoring tonight, but she had 17 rebounds, which I've asked them to check to see if that might be a NCAA Tournament single-game record for Vanderbilt.
That ties the Vanderbilt NCAA single-game record with Karen Booker in 1987 against James Madison.
Thank you, Chris.
Well,
Good
there
job.
you go. There was a record-setting performance, not just points-wise, but rebounding-wise. And I've always wanted to play with a really good post player. And when I knew Sacha was coming back, I didn't get the chance to play with her last year. But this year, I mean, we were excited. We were like, we're going to do this thing together this year. We're going to do what we need to do. Her focus is rebounding. So I know if my shot is a miss, I know somebody's going to go hunt it, and it's going to be Sacha. And she's going to get the board. It's going to be an and one or it's going to be a kick out. So it just continues to give fire to the team. We want to continue to be great on rebounding. So.
Jack Frutkin, Vanderbilt Hustler, both Sacha and Mikayla. What was it like playing here on your home court in front of, so many Vanderbilt fans, and how important was that for you guys playing, on this national stage?
I think it's always fun playing here in Memorial, but I think tonight was special. I mean, the stands were full, and that's always what I personally wanted to see over the years. And the fact that we got to see it tonight, it was amazing. Grateful that we played here tonight, and grateful that we have one more opportunity to play here.
I agree. I mean, it's just amazing to see that we built the fan base to come back and support women's basketball here. We always show up to the men's game and the crowd is full, and we've always been like, we wish that was us. So to be able to know that we helped build that fan base and we're going to continue to build it and be relationship-wise with them as well, I mean, it's amazing.
Rhea Patney, Vanderbilt Hustler. I talked with a family before the game, and they told me that the reason that they keep coming back is because you guys had been so kind to their daughter over the years. Could you maybe speak to what it's like to have so many little kids in the stands and what kind of example you guys hope to set for them?
I mean, I remember being little once and looking up to people who, I loved, sports people. So, I mean, just coming in here, I just want to make somebody smile. And I love kids, to be completely honest. So they're amazing. I hope one day they grow up and they get to achieve their dreams. And, if this is what they want to do, I hope they are able to achieve it. And I hope that I can be a role model for them every single time I step out on the court.
Yeah, I just think it just reminds us to be grateful. There's life outside of basketball. We can be so hard on ourselves, but then as soon as we step on the court, they want to give us hugs, give us high fives, and it's just like we're human. Like, basketball isn't what defines us. And we're just going to continue to build those relationships with them because, I mean, it's always great to have a bigger role model and to actually be able to talk to people you look up to.
I believe we have time for one more question if we have any other questions. All right, I'll let on for
Good hustle.
Put them to work.
Yeah, Elena Morris, Vandy 24/7. Just for either one of you, I know that when you get into SEC play, you guys are on the floor for the majority of the game. But what's it like seeing your teammates who maybe don't always get in there to have the opportunity to play on the stage tonight?
I mean, it's awesome. They put in the same work we do every single day. So just to watch their hard work pay off just like ours does, like, it's great. It's awesome. It's what we look for, to be honest. So it's great that we get to see them and come out and, do their work.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Good job, guys.
All right, we'll open it up for questions.
There we go.
Teresa Walker, the Associated Press. Shea, being able to have 11 players score at least a point, most points in an NCAA tournament game for this program, and then, what Mikayla and Sacha did, an all-around performance to start a tournament with, and good all-around job.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us, it was really important to start out on the right foot. And we talked a lot over the last couple of weeks about the season that we've had and making sure that we've celebrated that, because the season that we've had has put us in position to host the first and second rounds here. We're on our home court in Nashville in front of our family and friends, Commodore Nation, our community. And like Mikayla and Sacha said, this has been a dream. This has been the vision for us in being able to actually experience that day today with our team. And that dream with our team today was really cool. And understanding, okay, they're bringing the energy. We have to put on a great show. We got to come out here and honor that with how we play the game, how we play together, how we play for each other, and how we show love to the community for coming out and supporting us. I was really proud of our performance, and there's lots of things that we're going to clean up, but that's always the game of basketball. I thought today our energy and effort, our teamwork, our communication was really, really good from start to finish, and that makes me excited about tomorrow and what's to come after that.
Grace Hall, Vanderbilt Hustler. Coach, how important do you think that this win in getting, your big scorers to score and Sacha really to rebound was coming off that 2-week break and the, sort of disappointing heartbreaker loss in the SEC tournament to Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think that the way that we played probably holds the most importance to me. So there's been highs and lows all season. And I feel like I talk about this a lot, and it's important, though, to continue to remind them that nothing changes for us. We understand that it's a one-game season. We understand that we need to play our best or our season's over. That's understood. But we've really operated that way in terms of preparation and attention to detail, and the way that we kind of move within our process here of becoming great every single day. So what I did love today was that it was a full team effort. I think that's probably the most important thing. Jackalinga gets a double-double. Our rebounding was great. We have 5 kids in double figures. That is the kind of basketball we're going to need to be able to play to make it really, really, really deep in March. We know Mikayla Blakes. We know Aubrey Galvin. We know what those two can do, but they're going to need some help. And we can't have what's kind of bit us in the butt over the last, month or two in terms of some of the games that we've lost and the starts that we have. If you take away 1 or 2 of our kids, then we can't operate. That cannot be the case for us. And I think today they took it personally. It's not who we are. We are a team, a really, really good team with great pieces. Everybody has value. Everybody has a role that they play that's really important for us to win big games. And I thought we did that today, which was what I was most impressed about.
Yeah, Jack Frutkin, Vanderbilt Hustler. You touched on it there, but Coach, what was the message you gave to your team after that loss in the SEC tournament, and kind of how did you prepare them for this coming right out of that?
Well, the first message was, sorry I got kicked out. That was the first one. But I think there were 2 things that were true in that game, which as a leader, as a coach, was really important to point out to them. Number 1, we played very poorly for the majority of that game. Our energy was low. Our practices hadn't been great. Leading up to that game, our start was really poor. And we know when we do that and we don't defend and rebound, we make it really tough for us to beat good teams. We know that. We knew it before that game, and it happened. And then everything shifted in the fourth quarter, and we saw who we actually are. So I thought it was cool through the course of the game for us to see both of those things. We can compete with anybody in the country, and are really, really good team, one of the best in the country, if not the best, in my eyes, when we play a certain way. When we don't, anyone can beat us. So we have to have a sense of urgency in our preparation, an edge. We got to play a certain way especially right now. And I think that game gave us that, especially leading into the NCAA tournament.
Stephanie Kaloy, the Nine Sports. You began SEC Media Day at the beginning of the season talking about women who have inspired you, your mom, Pat Summitt. Now we learned tonight that your players are inspiring young girls while they're young women. What does that feel like for you?
I loved the question, and I appreciate you asking it to me. I think when I think about what that looks like for me, I think the best way I can describe it is that representation matters. It matters. And so the role that I play as a leader, that, every day I show up and my job is to be a torchbearer and a trailblazer for my players, because there were women, my mother, Pat Summitt, that did it for me, right? They personally impacted my life. And now it's my job to show our players what it looks like. You can be a powerful woman as a leader. You can also be a wife and a mom if you want. You can be somebody who has transformational relationships with players. And I get it, sports is a business, I get it. The name of the game is to win. Our job is to win. But I've always thought if I can help them understand what that looks like in terms of creating winning habits, showing them every day that the result is not what defines us. And you talked to Mikayla talked about that today. That doesn't define who you are. You can be all these other things, and at some point, and right now it's them, there's going to be young girls that look at you and wonder, like, can I do this? And they're showing them, yes, you can. You can look like me. You can come to Vanderbilt. You can be somebody like Sacha, who wasn't super highly recruited, who went through lots of things here and be playing on the biggest stage in college basketball and get a degree from Vanderbilt. You can do all of those things if you put your mind to it. And so we have a platform here. I think it's really, really important to continue to pay it forward. And so that's part of what we do with our players. They're going to have relationships with those kids. They're going to be in our gym playing horse with them. The young girl I know who that is. We see their family after every game. I know exactly who you're talking about. This is important because that's what they're going to remember when they grow up, and when they want to quit, they won't, because they will have seen people do it before them that look like them.
Mike Organ with the Tennessean. You touched on Sacha. Can you talk about what it means for, I think she's the only carryover from your first team, your personal feelings about her and what she's been through and finishing up like this?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like Sacha said, it's hard to put into words, and especially in the landscape of college basketball, it changed a lot, even since Sacha's been here. And I think there's a lot of beauty to that too. So NIL and the transfer portal for people that need to find the right place for them. I get that. I think that there's really the theory behind that. I understand it. But I also really appreciate the kids like Sacha, and I'll say Sacha in particular, who still decide to fight through adversity, who pour into the process and honor the commitment and understand the value of delayed gratification. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And that kid has really, really, really poured her heart and soul into this program, and we would not be where we are without her. If you hear me say nothing else today, hear that. That kid has laid it on the line for us day in and day out. She comes into my office every day with the biggest smile on her face, hopping around. Then she goes to everybody else's office. I don't know that we would be the same without that kid. I don't think we would. And she was the exact same way our first year when there wasn't a lot going our way. She was the exact same way. And we as human beings know how hard that is to do. It's hard to show up the same way every day with that kind of joy. That kid is full of joy and light and brightness and love. And just her personality has transformed our program.
Coach, Aubrey Galvin, freshman, her first tournament game. How proud were you of her in her performance tonight?
She's a baller. Yeah, she is. She is. That's what they call her, Aub the Baller. I think all of our team just bought T-shirts off her website. She is built for these moments. She's built for these moments. And she's been that way since we started recruiting her. So, there's always narrative around what kids have and what they don't have. Nobody has it all. Maybe Michael Jordan. Maybe he was the only one, right? But you can see the intangible qualities that Aubrey has. The way that she plays, the calmness that she brings to the court, the poise. She just likes playing. She just wants to be out on the court. She makes everybody around her better. She doesn't really get her feathers ruffled much. She's still learning how to play at this level, but she's pretty damn good already. And for this to be her first NCAA tournament game, I think says a lot about what her future holds and also the future of our program.
We have time for one more question. I think we have Teresa there.
Teresa Walker, Associated Press. Shea, Mikayla, you kind of start running out of words to describe what she's doing, but a single season scoring record. She passed the 1,000-point mark back in December, but to do that in the first game, and oh yeah, by the way, it's a game where you all scored the most points in a tournament game, and this is the 30th time that Vanderbilt's been in the tournament. But you mentioned that there's more around this team, but Mikayla, what else can you say at this point?
Oh, that's what you guys are good at, right? That's what you guys, yeah. I mean, I think as her coach, I will continue, and somebody that truly loves the kid. I mean, I'm her basketball coach, but I'm more than that too. And she said it, we had faith in each other. When she decided to come here, we had faith and belief in each other. And Mikayla came here to do the uncommon thing. You look at some of her quotes, that's the uncommon thing and build a legacy. I would say she's pretty uncommon in terms of how she's built. And obviously she has a skill set. She works really, really hard to do the things that she does to make them look very easy. And we are witnessing a generational player. And I don't throw that around lightly. That kid is different. She's built differently, internally, externally. She's the nicest kid on the planet and will come out on the court and absolutely rip your heart out of your chest and do it in a bunch of different ways. And you'll still want to give her a hug after the game. You know, like she's one of our, best students. She's an incredible teammate, an incredible leader, and she's only a sophomore. So mature, so humble, so poised. I don't have to worry 1 second about the kid except to try sometimes have her take a little bit of a deep breath and continue to play with joy because she's so hard on herself. But we are witnessing greatness, and in a way that's very uncommon because I think again I'll say this. I think it would have been very easy for her to make a different choice. But she didn't. And look at what she's done for our program and for young girls that are looking up to her, for Vanderbilt, for Nashville, for women's basketball. Look at what she's done because she decided to bet on herself, and then she put the work behind it. I'm just blessed to be her coach.
Thank you so much, Coach Ralph.
Thank you. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Just as a reminder to everyone, there'll be a recording of this that'll be sent out, and it'll be available on the NCAA Media Hub. And it looks like we do have a time for Monday's game. Monday's game will be at 6 Central Time.